shit, he's bleeding. Yo, yo, yo!
Hey, medic!
He's bleeding! Hard!
In this video, we will revisit and get Tabatha's fiery commentary on the press briefing with Dan Siegel, the attorney for Eric Clanton, allegedly the bike lock attacker associated with Antifa, but whom we think is more of a BAMN person than an Antifa person. This is an episode of Womansplaining with Tabatha, but in it, admittedly, I do a lot of mansplaining myself, so I guess we should call it splaining. Oh well, let's just get right into it. And now, Womansplaining with Tabatha. Okay, now let's watch that press briefing with Tabatha. It seems that the people down the hall just a little way, like the women in the wigs for example, are on Siegel's side, the side of Antifa and BAMN. One of these people may be Jose Alvarenga, if I'm saying that right, of BAMN, also an illegal alien who, despite being arrested, still manages to stay in the US. On February 1st, he was one of the main voices, along with Yvette Falarca of BAMN, inciting the riot that resulted in violence and destruction. One of the victims being this man here, who was at this press briefing and, as we will see, was very well spoken. And he takes on Siegel and just pretty much annihilates him. Jose Alvarenga, or someone who looks like him, will have a very short but interesting scene coming up.
Are you trying to tell me that a veteran doesn't have ownership in his town? Yes. Oh, really?
Whoa, hey, did he just say that? Did I just hear that? Did Dan Siegel just tell that veteran that his town is not his town?
Are you trying to tell me that a veteran doesn't have ownership in his town? Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah, he did say that. Well, fuck this guy. What sort of elitist, exclusionary crap is that? Fuck you. And notice that right off the bat, Dan Siegel has revealed his bias. Obviously, he does not believe in justice. He does not believe in principle. He does not believe in objective truth or facts. He believes in pushing his biased agenda.
Deadly weapon.
And watch him look over at the man that I think is Jose.
And injure somebody that was out there for free speech.
Someone call the sheriffs. I think
no, you don't have to call the sheriff. I have free speech. I have free right to be here. You can handle it here.
Now, of course, I don't know if that is Jose, but what do you think, Tabatha?
Yeah, but they know each other. You can see it. They know each other.
Yeah.
They know each other pretty well because they just had a non-verbal conversation right there.
Yeah.
We can't see what the snake's face is saying, but his bitch boy across the room there says it all. And if that is Jose, he needs to be in prison. He is an illegal who has continued to break into our fucking country.
Yeah.
The only reason his ass is able, if that is him, is able to be filmed on camera is because California has its head up its goddamn liberal ass and is allowing illegals to just do as they please. I'm sorry. I have no problem if you are a registered member of this country, meaning you have a green card or you were born here, you're a citizen. You can be an activist all you want. You can try and change things all you want because you have the fucking right. But if you are an illegal and you're over here doing that shit, I find that to be an act of war.
I think the Constitution supports what you just said because in the Constitution and Bill of Rights, we have the citizens have the right to peacefully assemble to redress the grievances towards the government. Now, if it's not your government and you're not a citizen, you don't have the right to peacefully assemble
you don't have the right to fucking be doing that. In fact, you don't have the right to stand on our streets. You don't have the right. Right now, there's somebody going, look at her! She's racist! No, I'm practical. I'm also going with what our laws state. You know laws, those things that keep your house from getting robbed? Yeah, that is what I'm using here. It has nothing to do with fucking racism.
Somebody that was out there for free speech.
someone call the sheriffs. I think
no, you don't have to call the sheriff. I have free speech. I have free right to be here.
Notice how he wants to call for the sheriff.
Oh, you want the law now? I thought you were a commie lover.
Yeah.
Commies don't like the law, right? Oh, that's right. That's right. You're also a fucking massive hypocrite leech.
And notice
you
that
love the legal system so long as it's protecting you. Okay, fuck off.
Right, so, as we heard from those who were here for one side, tell me what you'd like to see.
So, Eric is going to be charged this afternoon.
Rightfully
for
so.
the district. No! And we're going to address the issue of bail. And when we're cognizant, the court should release Eric without bail because of his community contacts and the ability of his father and others to ensure that he makes his court appearance.
But wasn't he on the
Now, we
run
saw
for a
that
while?
video. I mean, how do you respond to that?
Well, we're going to address the evidence in court as it's presented. So I know that a lot of people have opinions about this and want to decide the case based on a picture or
a video.
By someone like one of the people who are here today. But
Who saw it happen?
thank you.
You're welcome.
That lady's gold.
Yeah.
She's just smacking him. Every time he opens his mouth, she comes in with a fucking quip, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, yes.
It's like everything she says, you see a little asterisk first because she's correcting him.
Mm-hmm.
She just corrects him every time.
Yeah, because he's going into lie, and she's like, nope, not gonna happen.
Right?
Changing that. Every time he cries a little inside.
Hold on. News update. This woman who keeps delivering these great knockout one-liners, her name is Susan Walsh. Shout out to you, Susan. Thanks for giving us permission to use your name, and thanks for doing what you do. It's great. Here's Susan with Kyle Chapman and other familiar faces. Oh, I'm sure they're all Nazis. And here she is with some people who Antifa has thrown explosives at in Berkeley, as we've documented in our video series, Who Does Antifa Actually Attack? Oh, but don't worry, folks. Antifa and BAMN assure us that these people are Nazis and fascists, so they deserve to have explosives thrown at them. Don't feel sorry for them. They're evil and they must be blown up. Morons.
Would you put forward that the man in the video with the bike lock was not your client?
Again, I know you'd like, I'm not trying to be smart here, but so far we haven't seen any evidence, okay?
We can show it to you.
What we've seen are media reports, and
Yeah, this case is drawing a lot of emotions as we clearly see and experience right now. What do you make of the fact that there are a lot of folks who are angry about the fact that whether it's your client or not, someone used a U-lock and basically bashed his head, could have killed someone. What do you make of the emotions from this case?
Well, you know, there are a lot of emotions here, and what occurred in Berkeley is very unusual, given the history of Berkeley and the people who live in this community, right? We understand that there are a lot of people who came to Berkeley, members of right-wing organizations, hate groups.
Now notice that they basically confronted him with, hey, you know, hitting people over the head, that's a serious thing. It could really kill somebody. What do you got to say about that? And his response is, well, you know, there's a lot of racists. He just tries to play the race because, you know, people are used to, although this is wearing off, people are used to playing the race card, and it just short circuits everybody else's ability to reason and logic their way. And notice how unashamed and how confidently he plays this whole, well, I'll just associate the other side with racists and white supremacists and yada yada, and then that'll be it. Like, he doesn't have any sense of, like, this is going to be a stupid thing to say, but here it goes. You know, it's just, oh, this will work. It always works. And that's the environment they're in.
Yeah.
The social environment they're in.
We understand that there are a lot of people who came to Berkeley, members of right-wing organizations, hate groups, people who fly the KKK flag, as they did outside of the courthouse this morning, to stir things up. And,
Really? Think that was a Kyrgyzstan flag? We got trolls. Really trolls.
So what do you think of the fact that the guy holding the camera at this point in time is Asian. His last name is Yi.
Mm-hmm.
And he was waving the flag outside that building that day. The Kekistani flag.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is saying KKK flag.
They have no ability to adapt.
Wow.
And this lawyer shows you just how stupid they are, because he's whipping out cards that they've been playing that are no longer working, and he's a little confused as to why it's not working.
It's just such a stupid move.
It is, because he's an idiot.
It's so easy to just prove what he claims is true is untrue.
Mm-hmm.
And then he himself will do so in a few moments.
You've just basically become the racist. You just told an Asian guy that he's a KKK member because of a flag that he's holding, which is not a KKK symbol.
Right.
And when confronted with that, he ignores it.
Really? Think that was a Kyrgyzstan flag? I got trolls.
There's my flag too, from an Asian guy.
Do I look like the leader of the KKK?
I don't know, are you?
Oh, you're gonna be a dick now, huh? You got nothing left, so you're just gonna be a contrary dick.
Well, stop. Hold on one second. No! I just found out that Marco Gutierrez is the founder for Latinos for Trump. Okay, so let's wrap our heads around this for a second here. Dan Siegel is suggesting that the founder for Latinos for Trump, a Latino man, is part of the KKK.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
What a stupid asshole. You're a stupid man. You're a stupid, stupid man. Holy shit, these people are so fucking stupid. And then if you go to the website, it's going down. Completely oblivious to how stupid it is. They are, in fact, trying to say that this man is one of the racist, fascist Nazis that are against them, along with everybody else in this room, by the way. But
like,
it just shows that he will speak to a man who is clearly not of the Aryan race, and say, I don't know, are you a KKK member? So right there, he just discredited himself thoroughly.
No, he did more than that. The Asian man, he ignores.
Right.
The Hispanic man, he fucking throws a jab at. Right. The white guys, he holds a conversation with.
Yeah.
Anyone seeing who the real racist is in this room? Anyone? Anyone catch this? That if you're of any kind of race other than white, he really has no time for you, or he's just going to be a complete asshole? Did anyone fucking notice that? They should have started calling him racist for the way he was acting to the multi-ethnic group assembled there.
Yeah.
Because it is very obvious that he is hand-picking which ones he is going to have a dialogue with and which ones he doesn't deem on his level enough.
Speaking of which, something that I didn't point out in the first video is that there was no less than 3 people in this room who are not white who had explosives thrown at them at Berkeley Parks at the rallies recently. There's Marco that we can see on screen right now, this guy holding the camera, and then there's another man next to him.
Why do you keep doing it for free for including him? Is there a reason for you personally?
Look, I'm a member of this community. I've been part of the progressive political movement in Oakland, Berkeley area since I got here in 1967.
Progressive or regressive?
That lady just hit him with a really good zinger, yes.
I'm sure his butthole puckers every time she does that, like he wants to yell at her.
Oh, that was great. That was golden.
Yeah, you're a fucking genius. Keep it up. Because she's keeping cool and collected, and that's how she's getting this shit in there. She's not being emotional. She's just like, nope. Oh, here's bing, and he's all like, bing.
She's like one of those kung fu people that, in the Saturday kung fu movie theater thing that used to be on when I was a kid. There was a certain kind of kung fu character that you could see, popping up here and there. They just kind of watch somebody do their thing. They're like, wah, 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 and then they're just standing there calmly and silently, and all of a sudden they just reach out, boom.
Yeah,
they hit him, and then they observe him, and then they, they watch, and then, boom, and they get him again.
So you are on Antifa?
When they asked if he's a member of Antifa, his mouth turned up into a grin very quickly, and then he corrected his face.
Yeah.
He also stiffened at the same time.
Ah.
So, if he's not a member of Antifa, he's a supporter of Antifa.
Right.
That's not, I'm finding humor in this, that's, why isn't my shit working?
Uh-huh.
That's uncomfortable humor.
Yeah.
Is what that is. That's why there's a lot of blinking, you know, head tilting down. He's tucking his chin, because he's ashamed. At the same time that he's trying to deflect because he feels stupid.
Right.
And he's guilty of trying to basically control the minds of people.
Yeah.
So
He's
there's
trying to
a lot
manipulate
of
them.
yeah, exactly. He's trying to be manipulative. He's not understanding why it's not working. He's ashamed of himself, and he's nervous by the fact that it's not working, because he knows that he looks really bad right now. So he keeps tucking and trying to get away. Like, nope, you're a piece of shit. We all see you for what you are.
Yep. So on some level, he knows.
He does know. It's not some level. He fucking knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
To take on cases and to proceed in order to protect the rights of people.
Do you do that by calling everybody racist?
Ding.
That's my favorite one, because she basically just she summed up his entire approach.
Well, see, the thing is, she's like, okay, he's like some little lost kid in the fucking jungle. And every now and then, she's like the puma that keeps fucking coming out of the bushes and dragging his foot out from underneath him. He's like, ah! Then she disappears off into the bush. But she's still there.
Yeah.
She's just waiting for him not to be looking. And then, oh, there he goes again.
Yeah. But it's amazing how she summed up his entire approach in just a few words.
To represent people who are facing criminal charges because of their engagement in political activity.
Don't! She completes his sentence.
She's gotten him so many times. Look at the face. Constipation right there. He wants to yell at her right now. Look at that. Look at that face. I mean, he's even gotten a little redder. He's a slight bit flushed.
I love how she completes his sentence, because she's watching him do a dance, and she knows what the last move's going to be, and her foot's there to trip him on it.
You're not fast enough for this lady. She's had her Wheaties today. You did not.
What's the name of your law
I think
firm?
what we really want to know is that if your client goes to jail, will this be the first time he moves out of his parents' house?
What is the name of his law firm?
Like, that's not cool.
Look at the reporter guy. You could barely see his face, but you can tell he's laughing.
He's dying right now. He's like, yes.
Now, keep in mind, the guy holding the camera, his last name is Yee. And they're asking this guy what law firm he works with.
Sir, can you tell me the name of your law firm?
Yes, my law firm is called Siegel and Yee. Y-E-E.
Thank you.
Oh, crap, really? That's right.
Ah! Zing, look at him, he looked at him! He finally gives the little Asian man some attention.
So the guy who
And
we
he's
said
just
was
like-
the KKK.
Just look at this, like he got shot between the eyes look right now. He's gonna go and cry in his pillow. He is. He's gonna go put on footy pajamas, forget to close the trap door on them, then throw himself on the bed and cry like a little girl into his fucking pillow, because not only has a woman made a complete moron of him for today, but the guy who shares the same last name as his law firm is probably thinking of changing his name now. And he's just like, ah, shit.
They don't understand that their civil rights that they're trampling on are the ones that they think that they're protecting. That's why. And when they get outside the basement and they can figure out that there were parents before them that had their parents sacrifice their lives, then you'll understand that wearing a black mask and dressing like ISIS is ISIS. But I'm sorry, is there an idea that I didn't say that wasn't accurate?
I like this, though. I like how when somebody scoffs back
It's
there...
one of the wig bitches that does it.
Probably, yeah. And so when one of them scoffs, he turns and says, excuse me, I do this with people.
And
What did I say that's not right?
right?
But I love how he's just like, oh, excuse me? What did I say that's wrong? And of course they don't answer. Can't tell you how many times in an online debate or even in conversations, it ends as soon as I say, okay, well then what did I say that's not correct?
Look at all the diversity. You're no right to throw that around.
Look at the KKK guys. Look at this is all of it.
It's insane. We're
way.
lawyers, parents.
Yeah, let's do the Roman
We're just
salute.
Americans. We're not KKK. You didn't see a KKK thing out there. Okay, you didn't see a KKK thing out there.
So this woman's basically telling him, no, you did not see that. So she's saying, you're a liar. And he is.
KKK thing out there. No, you saw a KKK.
What is that? What is that flag?
Obviously, you don't know what you're going to say. It's all KKK. We're just parents.
What is it?
Grace Keck.
So now at this point, he's saying, what is that? And she's like, well, obviously you don't know. Because he just played his fucking card there. He's just like, look at my card. Here. I don't know. I just lied to everybody when I said there was a KKK flag. Because I just proved that I didn't know. And to claim that X is true, and then to say, well, I don't know if X is true. I don't know what X is. You're just saying you just lied. And you just proved that you're a liar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pepe!
What I'm saying right now is we're not part of the KKK. We're just...
I love that whole expression. He squints his eyes and he turns away, and he's trying to laugh this whole thing off. He realizes what an idiot he is, and now he just doesn't want to know. They're schooling him, and he's like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this.
Fair.
People are citizens here, and you just come out here and start throwing these racial slurs around. It's ridiculous, and we're not going to be quiet anymore. We're done. We're taking back our country and getting back our free speech. And we're going to be at every one of his hearings. We're going to be there when he gets sentenced.
Well, they were.
Who was standing there on his kneeling, praying for peace.
Who's trying to create dialogue?
With a bike lock by your client. And your response to that is that online you've seen a lot of racist and hate speech?
Yeah, I was looking online.
What do you know about online?
People who are part of your movement.
He says, yeah. So we're talking about a guy who is kneeling down praying for peace, who your client, allegedly, hit over the head with a bike lock, and you're talking about racist stuff online, and he goes, yeah. As if he's like, I don't understand why you don't get, what don't you understand?
Yeah, what are you not
I said I
getting,
saw
man?
racist stuff online.
Like, why isn't this working?
Lady, I just said I saw racist stuff online.
I said racist. That's enough.
It was racist.
I can kind of see him in the court right now, where he's trying to argue for his client, and the judge or the, prosecutor goes, we have footage of your client bashing people on the head with a U-frame bike lock.
Right.
In which case he returns with, but online there's racist stuff. In which case the judge face palms in an atomic manner that drops everybody in the court.
And that'll be like his go-to line. He'll just keep doing
But there's racist stuff online. What are you going to argue in court? That because there's racist shit online, your client has the free will to run around and commit acts of fucking attempted murder? That's okay?
Yeah, I was looking online.
What do you know about online?
People who are part of your movement suggesting that
But check us
lives
out.
would be murdered by the Aryan Brotherhood.
Oh.
So free speech is different than action. None of us have done anything to anyone. We've been assaulted, we've been victimized while trying to represent ourselves. I was attacked at my level. I was assaulted by people when police backed down, didn't do their job. I was attacked by 4 people. I went to the ground where my head nearly got smashed into the concrete on the steps of Sproul Plaza. I had to fight my way back up and barely made it out of there alive. And so the continued violent assaults, the continued escalation, not just rhetoric, which is one thing, but action, assault with a deadly weapon, grievous bodily harm. These are concerns, and these are what kicked off the original American Revolution. If you'll go back to the Boston Massacre, these are problems. Civil society doesn't exist when people are assaulted for exercising speech without action. How can you even begin to conflate speech that might be hateful, that might be mean, versus actual physical assault?
We can sit here and say the word rape all day. It doesn't make rape happen.
Notice how he's like, he doesn't know what to say to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the other guy jumps in with, you know, saying rape isn't the same as rape. And this guy's trying to think, well, like, the expression on his face is a combination of, well, I know you're right, but I'm going to try to wiggle my way out of here anyway. Which he will try to do. He's going to try to pull the whole thing. Words are violent, and therefore violence is okay. He's going to do it.
We can sit here and say the word rape all day. It doesn't make rape happen. So, I mean, is that a part of hate speech? So, I mean...
So, yeah, he disagrees that words are not violence and violence is not words. Wonderful.
So, I mean, we could chant rape here, and we could probably do it for 30 minutes, and I can guarantee you no rape's going to occur. So I would be willing to make a bet on that.
Do you want to revise Brandenburg v. Ohio?
Channel 5?
What are your feelings on Brandenburg v. Ohio and free speech and hate speech? I'd love to hear it. Would you support the ACLU protecting Nazis marching through Skokie, Illinois?
Well, you know, maybe we should have a forum to discuss these.
I'd be happy to have that. I'd be happy to have an open dialogue. I like to think of myself as a reason. I like to think of this. I like to think I'm happy to read. I'm happy to read case law. I'm happy to read incidents. I'm happy to read victim impact reports, including, you know, my own that I can share. But this doesn't happen because anytime there tries to be an open exchange of ideas.
No, I love this. This is my favorite part.
The open minds are people with open head wounds. And open minds and open head wounds do not mix.
Don't! And then he just stares him down. Like, what's your answer to that, motherfucker? And he has none. He has nothing to say.
See, here's the thing is, the mayor is protecting them all.
Yep.
Got caught with his pants down, is now scrubbed himself from Yvette Falarca's list, scrubbed himself from the BAM list, but has kept the BAM lawyer on his friends list.
Yeah.
Alright? This piece of shit lawyer is an active member of BAM. Is friends listed with the mayor and the city council member. Does not have his name on Yvette Falarca's friends list, because he's smarter than that, but is an active member in the group that she's also in the group of.
Yep.
And these pro bonos he speaks of involve BAM members. So Eric is most likely not an Antifa, but a member of BAM. And I'm still trying to hunt that down. He's not on his lawyer's friends list. He's not on the BAM's members list. He's not on the Yvette Falarca. But I'm going to have to keep hunting down the associates they have, because he's got to be on one of them. Because I seriously doubt he's Antifa.
Okay.
I think he is a BAM member, and that is why he's getting pro bono representation by the BAM's lawyer.
Yeah.
Probably at the behest of Yvette Falarca and the mayor, because he's a professor's aide. He's an ethics professor's aide. He's not an ethics professor.
Right.
He helps in the classroom.
Right.
He does presentations so that the professor can have a cigarette while fapping to the newest commie rags.
Right.
Alright? That's his job, which he no longer has, which I'm sure pissed off Yvette Falarca. Because we all know how mad she gets when somebody picks out one of the commie teachers.
Yeah.
Hell, we've seen and heard the fucking tapes of her losing her proverbial shit and threatening the fucking school board.
Right.
With violence.
Yeah.
If they don't do what she wants.
Amazing.
And then gets put back in because she's got lawyer representation that threatens to sue for fucking infringement of her freedom of speech.
Yep, it's the whole thing. They argue that it's okay for them to actually plan and or threaten actual violence and then actually commit it because the people that they're being violent against are planning, plotting genocide and all this stuff. when they actually are not. You see, that's the pattern with Vetflarka, BAMN, and Antifa. They say, those people over there, they're literally plotting genocide, and they're going to be here tonight plotting genocide, and that's not okay. So it's necessary for us to then engage in plotting violence ourselves against these people, and then they go and do it. But they never establish their initial claim that the people they're attacking are actually planning violence. They consistently fail to establish that initial claim.
There's no legal ability for us to compel you, absolutely true. It is certainly our business, though, if there's continued protection, both legal and physical, that protect violent attackers, that keep us unsafe, and that continue to degrade our free speech rights and our ability to exercise our civil rights. And that absolutely is in the public interest, that is in our personal interest, and that is there to protect our personal bodily integrity. These all, I'd say, are sweeping public interest, and yes, you certainly have to be compelled. Yes, I'm certain you're duly appointed by the bar, duly appointed. Surely you've not received a court order until that time. Of course, you have no need to disclose. But that doesn't mean that outside the court of public law, you are not on the wrong side of history, sir.
I guess that will be a judgment.
And it's everything. That's what we're here.
So look, this is the guy who was basically telling the guy everything. He lawyered him basically. Just lawyered. Blown the fuck out, you know?
You know, you learn a little bit, you learn enough, you learn the catchphrases, all of a sudden it's not a one-way game. All of a sudden it's a two-way game, and most lawyers that are grandstanding PR people don't know what to do when someone actually hits back at them, not in court, but on the street. So the issue is free speech is a very well litigated area. There's Brandenburg v. Ohio as precedent, going back to what fighting words are and hate speech is. Okay? The point is, unless you call for specific act of violence at a specific time that might actually lead to a specific person committing specific acts, it is considered free speech. That's how it works. So wishing for amorphous people that you're not in contact with or taking steps to contact, that is well within free speech. This is well-established First Amendment doctrine. I mean, the First Amendment is one of the most litigated issues, amendments of the Bill of Rights. This is not rocket science here. And so the attempt to smear us by equating what some enthusiastic people might say that might seem a little uncouth, to say that that's the same as actually physically assaulting someone is just simply not true on case law, not true in reality, and not true throughout English common law and throughout hundreds of years of case law and history that we have. And that's the hilarious thing. They're trying to change history. They're trying to change case law history. They're trying to change the law because they don't like what it says. That's just what I had to add.
Smart guy. Smart man.
Wow, it's all over, folks. Phew! Just think, the original version of this video is well over an hour long. We cut it down to this. Well, what do you think, folks? The level of ignorance, blatant hypocrisy, naked intellectual dishonesty, transparent disingenuousness, hatred, racism, and anti-fascism thinly veiled as anti-hatred, anti-racism, and anti-fascism, childishness. Well, we could go on and on and on, but we won't. So, leave us a comment in the video description below, tell us what you think, and thank you for watching. Peace, love, freedom, and equality.